This is it, Carl.
Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Concord Township Board of Trustee meeting for July 5th, 2023. Would you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so roll call, please.
Mrs. Lucci?
Present.
Mr. Dondorfer?
Present.
Mr. McIntosh?
Present. Next order of business is the approval of minutes from the June 21st regular trustee meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the June 21st, 2023 regular trustees meeting minutes.
And I will second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
3 ayes. Next order of business is the elected officials reports. First report is from Fiscal Officer Jim Tekkanen.
Thank you. Just a brief report. We're finishing up the weekend, and we're running some of the reports right now and payroll at the same time. And just briefly, I can give you the information. The general fund balance, or overall fund balance, is $9,607,000. Of that, $4,428,000 is reserved for the future projects that we know of and open purchase orders. At the 50%, because we're at the end of June, if you can believe that, halfway through the year, the general fund expenses are at 46%. And when you look at all the funds together, we're at 48%. So we're still on target with that. And then on the revenue side, we have brought in general fund revenues of 57%, so we're ahead of the 50% mark, and all funds are at 56%. And I'll have more to report on when we get our reports formalized. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustees, Mrs. Lucci.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I hope everyone had a nice Independence Day and were able to celebrate with family and friends. I think the weather cooperated for the most part. We had a great concert last week. The band hosted a very good turnout. We're hoping for another good turnout tomorrow. I want to thank our sponsors for contributing to these events and for our rec department for helping make these very successful. I think sort of the talk of the town right now is the road conditions in the township, specifically Williams Road closure is causing a lot of issues on adjacent streets like Cascade. So we're hearing from a number of residents that are concerned about not only traffic, but making sure that our safety services are able to respond to events when there's a road closure, specifically Williams. And we have received other calls and emails. We have been in constant communication with the engineer and the commissioners to find a way if there is a repair possible and how soon and when that will happen. We realize it's very important. We are very concerned about the safety services and the increased traffic. And as I said, we've been in continued discussions, and it seems to just be kind of a funding issue right now. So I know the commissioners are working with the engineer to come up with a way to repair, but we're still not sure. We're hoping for something soon, but nothing definite yet. We appreciate everybody's patience on that. Anything to add? Anything to comment on that while we're on the subject?
Yeah, I mean, I received some correspondence just as you also did, and you know, it's a critical point, I think, with these roads being closed, and it's not just in Concord Township, but in Leroy Township as well. I mean, Ford, Payne, Williams Road, those are all roads that you know, lead to other major routes that are important to have open for our safety services, like you said. It's an inconvenience for the residents, and it's detrimental to our response time as far as fire and law enforcement. So I know we're working diligently to keep those open lines of communications with the commissioner's office and the engineer on trying to come up with a some type of an arrangement to get these roads repaired sooner than later, and how they're going to be funded. But it's definitely a priority for us at this point.
And just to recap, yeah, of course, these roads are the responsibility of the county engineer, and just to remind everybody, the Lake County Township Association did make a collective request. All the townships came together, Concord, Leroy, Madison, Paynesville Township, and Perry, all to request that the commissioners step in. It's not something the Lake County commissioners have ever historically had to do, so this is a new approach. Certainly can understand how the commissioners are being cautious about it, although I can certainly appreciate the urgency of getting these roads fixed and the concern our residents have. And this is something that's been affecting townships for over a year now, and just started to affect us here in Concord. So if residents have questions, I can urge them to continue to contact Town Hall, contact the trustees. We have been working on this since April, May, and it's not a new issue to us, and we're ready to talk to anybody if they've got more questions than that. But thank you for bringing it up, Mrs. Lucci.
Yeah, and the number of calls we got regarding Cascade and the speeding, we want to thank the sheriff's office for setting up the speed trailer. I think we're getting some speed limit signs put up as well, so thanks to our service department for helping with that. Speaking of roads, Prouty Road looks like it's coming along as scheduled, so it would be really nice when that project is complete. We did have a resident come to our past office hours to talk about road conditions in his development, and our service director is following up with that to help with some repairs soon. I've also received calls regarding the new construction on 44 and Capitol, which is our Sheets, and a couple of calls about Ivy Ridge, which was our development that was approved last year along Girdled. We did speak with our architect today regarding the fire station build, and things are progressing. Work is still done. We're still hoping for some completion this summer. Other than that, that concludes my report. I wish everyone a great rest of your week.
Thank you, Mrs. Lucci. Mr. Dondorfer.
Thank you, Mr. McIntosh. Yeah, I hope everybody also had a great 4th of July with great weather and celebrated with family and friends. As Mrs. Lucci said, and we had some discussion here on the correspondence that we got regarding the road closures. We will continue to work on that. Looks like there should be completion of Prouty Road sometime by the end of the month, from what I'm being told. I really didn't have too many other calls. Just maybe a couple reminders. Join us tomorrow night here for the concert series. Hopefully the weather will hold out. It looks like it's going to be a good band. And then we have community days on August 12th. So we have a full day of events planned, and it's going to be a good turnout, hopefully, so everybody can join us for that. I know we're working on, we did have a meeting prior to this regarding Fire Station 1. We had some dialogue with one of our project managers, and we're hoping for substantial completion, hopefully by the end of summer. We've had some delays with equipment being delivered and labor forces and things of that nature, but we're working to get that done.
Thank you, Mr. Dondorfer. Well, I'd like to hope everybody had a wonderful Independence Day. We did have a pretty nice weekend. The weather yesterday on Independence Day was fantastic. This spring, I did have I think I failed to mention that I did have a meeting with some residents and with the county departments on Ellison Creek. There's a sewer issue in one of those subdivisions, and that's been going on for a couple of months, and we had a really constructive meeting. I think the ball is in the court of the county. So once again, something we're waiting for some clarity on there, but we have stepped in, and I believe the county has helped the residents take care of the immediate address, so the immediate concern is alleviated, and we're now in stepping through to try to resolve or figure out what's a long-term solution to that situation there. So that was done. Had a couple of zoning complaints, and I as well did hear some complaints or concerns about Williams Road. So it's just an ongoing conversation, as you said, Mrs. Lucci. I've been in contact with our owner's rep and had a lot of conversations about the fire department, or the fire station being built across the way. We have, as you know, we've worked through some issues with the cabinets having to be reworked, and we've had some other, as all projects do, some decisions we've had to make about this, that, and the other thing. Little things are getting worked, and there was delays, and we knew that the project was going to come in late summer, but unfortunately, as you're aware, that we did get a big bomb dropped in our lap last week, and that was that the manufacturer of the generator has been telling us all along, and we've been sort of saying, hey, the delays, we're going to time nicely with the delay of the generator, but they've now told us it's going to be months more. So I was asked to relay to us, to the trustees, that we need to talk about the idea of having a temporary generator so we can open at least somewhat, I guess it's not really on time, but as we have been expecting our spring open time to move into the summer, that we want to proceed with that opening date and getting everything done. And then if we have to operate with and test with a temporary generator, that's a decision the trustees need to make. So and we need to kind of deliberate that or whatever, obviously. So, important project coming to fruition. Things are on track-ish. And we certainly don't want to wait till October to
No,
open the
I don't
station.
think, I mean,
Right.
for the generator, I mean, if we have to wait till October, I think we need to look at the temporary generator and get completion towards the end of summer versus waiting till the fall for the generator to be delivered. And we don't even know if there's gonna be any further delay, from the manufacturer at that point in time, which there
Right.
could be.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree. I think we need to make every effort to get a temporary generator in order to have an opening date by the summer. It was kind of supposed to be March, and
Right.
so I think we've been patient and we
I
need
think
to make the effort.
since the start of the year, we've obviously been aware that it wasn't going to be March for a multitude of reasons,
Right.
and we were generally okay with that because while we've said it was important, there was no the roof wasn't falling in, we have to be out by a certain date kind of a thing. But I don't think we want to have another delay or shortcoming that's going to push us further because how will that ripple into other things? We want to keep everything that has gotten on track for a summer opening to stay on track. And I know the conversation I had with Mr. Riachi also was that this was something that wasn't going to cost the township. It's not our responsibility. It's actually not Pinnacle Construction's responsibility. So it's something we're going to take a stand on and try to keep this thing on track as
Right.
we have gotten on
I
track.
agree.
So
Yep, I
okay.
agree.
And with that concludes my report. So we will hop into the department reports, starting off with Administrator Rose.
Thank you, Mr. McIntosh, members of the board, Mr. Checknip, members of the audience, good evening. Just one quick item of business. On June 23rd, 2023, I accepted on behalf of the Township Board of Trustees resignation letter, reluctantly accepted a resignation letter from Selena Satka. Her last day will be Friday, July 7th. We'd like to thank her for her service and we wish her great success in her future endeavors. And that concludes my report. I look forward to seeing everybody at the concert tomorrow.
Thank you. Fire Department Chief Sabo.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So for the month of June, we had a total of 224 incidents. We had 149 EMS events with 113 transports to local hospitals. We had 75 non-EMS events, including 8 fires inside of Concord. Inside of Concord, we had 5 fires, 1 brush fire, 3 mulch fires, and 1 machinery fire. Outside of Concord, we assisted with 1 building fire, 1 dryer fire, and 1 open burn. We gave mutual aid 20 times, received mutual aid 14 times, and we were at about 28% of our call volume were overlapping. Fire Prevention Bureau completed 71 inspections. This time of the year gets busy with our inspection bureau because they're out getting the schools ready for fall session, or for the next school year rather. So they've been busy with that. They did 8 plan reviews for about 12 hours. They installed an additional 3 Knox boxes and 1 got returned. They had 3 CPR classes, 2 for area businesses, 1 for a private group taking CPR for the first time. We have openings for our July 10th CPR class that's being held at the community center at 5 o'clock. Contact the fire station at 354-7504 if you want to register for that. And then we also have day 2 of the American Red Cross Babysitters Training. 18 youths completed the first day and are continuing for day 2. And we're in such high demand for that class. We're having an additional class that we have openings for that'll be held on Tuesday and Wednesday, July 11th and 12th from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, also at the Concord Community Center, and contact the fire department to register for that. Or you can email Concord Fire Programs at concordtwp.com if you'd like to register, or just contact the fire station. With assistance from the Ohio State Fire Marshal, the American Red Cross, and with assistance from our esteemed signer, ASL signer, Andy Rose,
We assisted a hearing impaired couple with a specialized smoke alarm for their house. This includes a bed shaker. So when their smoke alarms go on off in their house, it shakes the bed. And also we went a little bit above and beyond and also provided them with strobe smoke alarms so they can actually see when they're awake when the smoke alarm is going off. So that was a great collaboration. A few years ago, we did the same thing with the American Red Cross, where they came out and assisted a hearing impaired resident. And so it's a great partnership that we have in Northeast Ohio. Actually, one of our Concord residents is a disaster responder for the American Red Cross. He lives right here in Concord Township, so he's been a great asset. I just want to comment real quick on the roads. This is the road situation, particularly Williams Road, is a concern for the fire department. Our mission is to provide emergency services to all our residents. When we got news of Williams Road being closed, while we understood, we don't want an unsafe road, but it's also concerning to us as well. So that's why we work very closely with our neighbors, especially in this case, Leroy Township. We're working on mutual aid agreements so that they can assist us with that side of Williams Road. And our officers are working with our staff every day to make sure they know what our detour routes are to get to the other side of Williams Road. I just want to assure the residents that plans are in place for us to respond. Maybe not as quickly, but we do have assistance from other agencies if we're delayed for any reason. So I just want to congratulate Nicholas Light. He's a part-time firefighter with us. He just passed his paramedic. That's about a year-long program, and that is no small task. So we just want to extend our congratulations to Nick. And you'll see his name come up probably in the near future for promotions. But unfortunately tonight we couldn't get him on the agenda because the state hasn't officially given him the title yet. So he's not quite official, but we know he passed the test, so that's
Great.
good.
Still great news.
Yeah. And on a sadder note, we just want to extend our condolences to the family of Frank Urinck, our senior. Frank retired out of Mentor Fire Department, came to work for us in our Fire Inspection Bureau. He worked for us for about 10 years in the Bureau doing inspections, education. He was a very integral part of the program that we have in place today, and he will be sorely missed. Frank's son, also Frank, used to work for us as well. He works down in Memphis and is doing well raising his family. But we just extend our condolences to Frank and his family as they go through this grieving process. And we'll be at the services tomorrow and Friday to support the family. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. And Service Department, tonight we have Mr. Rose giving the report.
Thank you, Mr. McIntosh. Good news, the milling, the project in Noble Ridge subdivision, Jamie Drive and back through there is started. I think they've taken off 15, 20 yards of grindings already. All indicators is the base is still in really good shape, so that's going along. Huntoon, Gray, and Rogers roads will probably follow the week of July 10th to get everything milled, and then they'll come back and then they'll do the asphalt work. But so our joint road resurfacing project has started, and that's going well. Durapatch crews are out making repairs. The concrete crews are doing curb and gutter repairs on Browning Court and Hemingway Lane. They've also done some drainage structure repairs in one of our easements, and they're working on some curb inlet repairs throughout the township in various areas. Crack sealing crew is out throughout the township, so you'll see them. And then the service department also covers the additional summer duties. You know, they do the ball field prep, parks and grounds maintenance, and then They do equipment maintenance on an as-needed basis right now to keep everything up and running. And then we also, and it worked out real well, we're working with and helping Lake County Telecom. We dug out the footer and the foundation for the new communication tower that's going to go back there. That'll probably start being erected, I'm going to guess, next week they'll start that. Within the next week or two, that should go up. And then if anybody has any questions, please contact the Service Department, 440-350-3225, or you can reach them by email through the Concord Township website under the Service Department tab. And that concludes the Service Department report.
And pinch hitting for zoning, again, Administrator Andy Rose.
Thank you, Mr. McIntosh. Zoning Department report. During the month of June, the Zoning Department staff processed 51 zoning permit applications and collected approximately $6,500 in fees. Additionally, they were out performing inspections. They completed 167 property inspections with open zoning permits, issued 57 zoning certificates of compliance. The zoning staff also received and followed up on 18 new complaints about potential zoning violations. The zoning office has seen an uptick and increase in the number of complaints regarding yard maintenance and also the parking of boats and RVs in the front setback. Please be mindful of your neighbors. Please make sure your grass is mowed as necessary. Additionally, campers and boats are permitted to be parked at your property, but if it's more than a couple days, they need to be parked on the driveway behind the minimum building setback line. And they should also be screened from the adjacent property in accordance with our zoning code. And if anybody has any questions about that or any other questions, you can contact the zoning office at 440-354-7506. And that concludes the zoning report.
Thank you, Mr. Rose.
Thank you.
And we continue to have substitute speakers for our department heads. However, the next speaker is not Andy Rose. It is Susie Cobb from our Recreation Department. So, Susie, we're happy to have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here while Sean is with his family on vacation this week. Thank you. You're welcome. I hope everybody had a great 4th also. The Recreation Department has been hard at work. We're very excited for everything that's going on, busy July and August. The summer concert series has had a great start. Attendance has been excellent. Bands have been fun. We look forward to our July schedule. Tomorrow's band is going to be 4 Kings and a Queen playing R&B, funk, and soul music. Frank's Brats will be the food vendor along with East Coast Custard, Queen Bean, which is a coffee place, and then Kettle Corn Lou. The full concert schedule can be found on our website. If Mother Nature decides to give us some hard weather tomorrow, we will post that and get the word out. But at this moment, we're going to have a great time tomorrow evening. We also have June's tennis camp that was last week, excuse me, and July. We had 15 kids signed up for that, and we also have July 19th through 21st is another session, and there are some openings in some of those. So if you have little ones that want to learn how to play tennis, we'd love to have them join us for that. Rookie Sports is another program for baseball that we're doing this year. It takes place on Tuesdays in the ball fields, and we have 30 kids that are signed up for that. And then we have the soccer session coming in September, and registration is currently going on for that. Rookie Sports has just been a great addition that Sean has brought with him to our community, which is exciting. On July 20th, we have Let's Cook with Hands on cooking classes doing portobello mushrooms. Or portobello steaks, with avocado sauce, and in the community center from 6 to 8. We still have openings for that. Sounds delicious. Personally, I think I'm going to have to make sure I work that evening just to be smelling it and maybe trying it. They will learn how to cook hands-on, and these are definitely vegetarian summer treats that they get to learn. Rachel and Tracy are hard at work with the 55 plus programs going on. Last week they had bingo with over 60 people coming. When I do all the registrations, I can see how many people have registered for the whole summer, all summer long. And this is not on my notes at all, but we had like 146 registrations throughout the summer of seniors.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. It's a great program. Susan Canavino was there today, and I don't usually work Wednesdays, but that place was hopping. And she talked about famous people from Ohio, part 1, and there will be a part 2 later in the season. July 12th is Fruits and Veggies, Color Yourself Health, presented by Barb from the Medicare Network. She's going to be talking about taking care of ourselves. On July 19th, we have benefits from Council on Aging, and for all of our seniors out there, if you have questions about senior things, they are the people to reach out to. If you need things, if you have donations or whatever, they are great people to reach out to. And also for July, our senior programs, July 26th is bingo. As we know, it's lots of bingo happening. The theme is summer, so come in your summer clothes. Just come and be ready to be cool and have fun. Old Stone School, Concord historian and organizer of the Home Stone School is Dan Maxon. He has been hard at work entertaining tours at the schoolhouse. He's also trying to secure and display new artifacts, including a diploma from the early 1900s. I get to work with Dan a lot on the schoolhouse, and it's fun as he processes through and makes changes for there. On this past Monday evening, there was a full moon open house at the schoolhouse. And then he also has 2 for community days, open houses from 10 to 11 and then 5 to 6. So I hope people go there and experience all the history that is right here in little Concord, Ohio. So we have all these beautiful, speaking of the schoolhouse, behind it are the community gardens. And they are just amazing. I'm in awe of what is being grown over there. The flowers are beautiful. The vegetables are beautiful. It's up and running. The gardeners are enjoying their time being able to plant and grow flowers and vegetables and everything. I know we are busting at the seams, and we're even grown out of the fenced-in area, and we're in the search right now of where else we can do them because we have so many people on the wait list. So we'll keep looking at that. Another fun thing at the community center is we got new lights a couple weeks ago. They're beautiful. That was a grant from NOPEC, and we are so grateful. They dim, and the light, they match the decor perfectly, but it's just brighter. It's very homey there. So thank you for putting that all together for us. We are grateful. Please remember that we do communicate through the grapevine, but we also communicate via the e-grapevine. That is always goes out on the 1st of the month. If you have not received yours and you've signed up for it, please give us a call and let us know. We can look into it and make sure that you are on that list. And you can also go to the website and sign up for that too. So now our big day of the summer is Community Day, which has been mentioned this evening already, is Saturday, August 12th. There's a whole bunch of things that are going on. The schedule of events have been in the grapevine. They are also a couple new items that we've added. A bike education and safety program at Jordan Creek in conjunction with the Metro Parks. And then a family ride down the Greenway Corridor over to the Pancake Breakfast. The fire department's Pancake Breakfast will be held here at Town Hall from 8 to 11. Please make sure you come and support our fabulous fire department. We also, at the gazebo, have a yoga class that's going to happen that morning. It's free. We'd love to have you come and join us from 8:30 to 9:15, and it will be run by Lake Yoga. We have the Concord Parade, which Tracy has been working extremely hard on and pulling that all together. We want everybody to come out and enjoy we only get a few months of being outside. We want everyone to be outside with us and join us and march in the parade, and it'll be a lot of fun. So we're still looking for any groups, businesses, HOAs, or residents who want to participate in that. It's not too late. Please contact us, and we will be happy to get you the application and get you moving so we can have you in the parade with us. Another couple new added features in Kids World is we're going to have a DJ karaoke, new games and bounce houses, reptile shows, and the famous frog jump. We still have beer and wine sales, along with plenty of food trucks, bands, Blue Evolution, and Jersey Beats, and everything will be capped off with our amazing fireworks show. On our website, under the Community Day, we have the schedule that everything is subject to change, but there is the schedule there, and there's also a map that we put together to give you a guidance of where things are going to be located. So make sure you check out that. Please continue to sign up for the e-grapevine, and you can do that again by visiting our website or calling our office, and we'll help you do that, not a problem. And if you don't receive the summer grapevine, which everyone should, or you have any questions, please reach out to us. You can register for programs online or in our office too. And of course, we have the rental space that we are so busy with rentals right now. We're booking out into October, November, and December now. So these are wonderful problems to have, and great connections that are happening here in Concord. And as always, please contact the Recreation Department. If you have any questions, our number is 440-639-4650, and we are always happy to assist you. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan.
Thanks, Susie.
And Concord Law Enforcement, we have a guest tonight, or a new face. Some of us, I would guess, Lieutenant Musla. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Lieutenant Musla. For the month of June, we had a total of 1,084 calls for service. There was 1 injury accident, 10 property damage accidents. There was 5 arrests on the 5th. There was an Ashtabula adult male that was arrested in reference to a Keystone Drive burglary. On the 14th, traffic stop on 84 and Martin. There was an adult male arrested for weapons under disability with a loaded firearm. The 19th, an adult female for disorderly conduct at Tri-Point. The 20th, an adult male for disorderly conduct at Tri-Point. And then the 24th, State Route 44 and 90, an adult male was arrested for operating a vehicle intoxicated. Alarms, we had 56 alarms in June. 115 warnings were issued for traffic stops, 12 citations, and 3 driving under suspension, along with the OVI citation. There's 44 business checks and 87 crime preventions. Also, we had a total of 51 suspicious circumstances, vehicles, and/or persons. And then there was a vandalism on Girdled Road in Cascade the 3 mailboxes were damaged that they're investigating right now. And I know we mentioned Pinecrest and Cascade. The speed trailers are up, and they're doing extra traffic details, traffic stops there. Lastly, from June 27th to the 29th, there was a mass casualty training at Willoughby South. It was comprised of law enforcement, dispatch, fire and rescue from Lake and Geauga counties. This was the 6th year in a row that this was held, and over 270 personnel attended and were trained for that. On that, if there's any questions, concerns, requests, comments, contact the Lake County Sheriff's Office. That concludes the report.
Thank you.
Thanks, LT.
Okay, and next session is audience, which I don't see any audience. So moving to old business, which there is none, which brings us to new business. There's not a lot.
Not a lot.
No.
Short agenda. Mr. Chairman, I will make a motion to approve the June financial report.
I'll second.
Any conversation?
No.
Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
3 ayes. And then we have items voted on at the June 26, 2023 staff meeting at 4:07. Mr. McIntosh moved to enter executive session for discussion of personnel issues pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 12122G1. Mr. Dondorfer second, and all 3 trustees ayed, and we exited the executive session at 4:24 on a motion made by Mr. Dondorfer. Future meetings announcements.
Yes, on July 11th at 7 p.m., a zoning commission meeting will be held at Town Hall. On July 12th at 7 p.m., a BZA meeting is scheduled at Town Hall. On July 19th, the trustee office hours will be held from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. in the conference room. And then on July 19th, the trustee meeting will begin at 7:30 PM at Town Hall.
All right. With that, we will adjourn our meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening.